One thing I want you to work on is the idea of putting together the techniques that you've learned into a system that works. So often we will study lots of things, learn lots of things, and look at them as separate issues. And you have to be able to put these things all together so that they work effectively. So if you look at businesses that really work very well, what they have is a system from the product development stage on through to the servicing of the client stage or customer delivery of the product that has all been thought through. So they've got the best ideas in product development. They've got the best ideas in meeting time frames. They've got the best ideas in rolling out a product or marketing it. They've got the best ideas in servicing a network that of developers or dealers. They've got the best ideas in marketing that direct to consumer or figuring out how to get it to market. They've got the best ideas in selling it. Then they've got the best ideas in delivering the product to someone, in upgrading the product, in servicing the product, and so forth. Those are all steps. And so as an entrepreneur, you might be in a similar situation where you're going everywhere from selling something, which might involve writing copy, for example, sales copy, to packaging that into a marketing message or ad or something, on through all of these other steps, the technology using landing pages or whatever that is, on up to serving the client. But what happens often is you look at these tips as being separate, and you look at these ideas as being separate, not recognizing that each one of these things you learn are important. The best companies figure out how to put these ideas together so that all of them work together flawlessly and almost like a machine. And that's what I want you to look at. You have to look at the best ideas out there, or the ideas that you've been capturing, the things that you've learned, and say, okay, at what stage do I use this? Does this come in the sales presentation? Does this come in the early stages of the conversation with the client? How do I use all these components? So often what happens is you just look at them separately. So you look at webinar software, for example, and you say, wow, this is great, I could do webinars. But where is that in the sales process? Or you look at the fact that you can record video conferences like Zoom and Skype, and you say, well, wow, this is great, I can use this. Where do I use this in the process? Do I use this for collaboration? Do I use this with my clients? So put these things into each step of your process. What you want ideally in your business is a process that is well defined and can be repeated. And when you have that, you have the makings of a system that can deliver something to you and your business that will make you more and more successful. And then you can measure the impact of all of these steps. What's the impact of this step? What's the impact of that step? What's the impact of the next step? You have to be able to have all these things working. Now, sometimes this is intimidating and somewhat overwhelming for people because the feeling is, my goodness, I have to do all these things. But I think that the good thing is that when you realize that integrating these things will get you a better result than winging it at these various stages, you realize how important it is to take these steps. So I want you to go through your strategy, your methodology, and I want you to identify what are those things that I should be doing, and what are the steps that I should be taking. to have the impact that I need and get the results I want? What have I learned along the lines? And make sure that along each path, you're doing those things. That is the way to turning what you do into a system, making it more scientific. And the people who do that, the businesses that do that, are better than the businesses that don't. They're not treating everything they do as the first time they've ever done it. They're looking at what they've learned about the process and making sure that that is a system. And if there's a piece of the system that falls down and it doesn't work, well, you know that you've got to shore that up, and so that it gets better performance. Look at your learnings, look at the components, integrate them, make them integrated every day, test them, see what kind of performance they're delivering for you, and make sure that there's a way of identifying along the path whether or not each step is performing for you. If you like this tip, give me a thumbs up. Let me know. Share it with someone in your network. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time.